Hi, and welcome to Personal PT. Today I'd like to talk to you about a couple exercises that can help prevent knee pain, especially found in the running population. Now this isn't for everybody, but it's really important to actually understand the concept of why this works. So, when we have a joint that hurts, it's important, first of all, if you don't know what's going on, in order to get the right treatment plan, go see a professional like a physical therapist who can diagnose what's going on. But the concept for today is that we're all connected. What do I mean by that? Well, if we have knee pain, do we work just on the knee? Today, no. We're actually going to work above the knee, at the hip, okay? Why does that matter? Well, this knee gets impacted if I'm running, put my foot down. Well, my ankle's affected, my knee, my hip, my core are all affected with that movement and that force from the ground. So it's really important that we're stable above and below the joint, because that way it helps alleviate some of the stress on that knee, okay? So really some simple exercises today, just the tip of the iceberg. If you are injured right now, please don't do these. They're for pain-free, healthy individuals. If you do have pain while doing these, please stop and see somebody like a physical therapist to check your technique, okay, if you really do want to get a hip strengthening program for you. First thing, 2 peace fingers, right on those front hip bones, okay? This is great feedback. If we're loosey-goosey, we know we don't have great muscle control. If we're nice and straight during these exercises, we know we do have good control, and that's what we want. We want a stable pelvis, okay? Stable hips, stable pelvis, stable knees. So first one's pretty simple. We're just going to bring the knee up towards the chest and slowly back down. Great. So I'm using my abs and my hip flexor to bring that knee up and slowly back down. One precaution, you just want to make sure you don't hike that hip up as you bring your knee up, okay? Make sure that pelvis is nice and stable. And you can repeat both sides. 10 on each side if you like, or alternate, that we can really compare if those hips are shifting from side to side. Okay, next thing we're going to do, spread the feet hip width apart. We're going to work on those glutes, okay? You want the weight a little bit in your heels, and you're going to slowly lower like you're sitting in a chair, and then back up. Great. And you want your knees staying forward. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. You want to stay fairly upright if you can. Good, and then fire those glutes to push you back up. Good. Make sure that those abdominals are engaged during all these exercises as well. To work the sides of the hips, I like to actually do little side lunges, okay? So you just bring your foot out to the side, down, nice and centered, and then use that outside leg to push you back. Great, and switch sides. Good. Now, please do this on a stable surface. I know I'm on a little uneven surface right now, but I decided to sacrifice that because I'm well versed in these issues and the control, and I thought I'd sacrifice it for the view. I figured you would appreciate that on a day like today. Good. All right. Next thing is we're just going to stagger our feet a little bit, okay? We're going to keep them pretty close together just to start out with. As you progress, you can bring them wider apart and go down lower. But right now, I'm just going to bend and back up. And what am I doing here? Yeah, we're working the quads and the hamstrings, but we're also working the core and firing those glutes. So we're keeping this nice and stable, okay? So that'll really work on that strength as we progress to exercises like running and doing unilateral movements, meaning exercises on one leg. Okay, that's further down the road, but we can start with 2 legs and then work towards one. Lastly, what we're going to do, one more point on this guy, make sure those hips are facing forward, okay? And I like to put the ball of my foot up first. Get nice and stable before I go down. You want to stay straight up and down. And you don't want that knee going over the toe. Really important for that knee health, okay? Last thing is I want to work on the hamstrings. Hamstrings are actually attached to those hips. So, again, stable pelvis. Bring that foot back. You want to make sure those knees are parallel. Really important. and bring the knee and bring the heel towards your bum. Now, a lot of times that knee wants to come forward, okay? But if you keep those knees parallel, really isolates that hamstring. You'll really feel it. And the more you control it on the way down, the harder it's going to work those muscles. Great. Make sure to do that on both sides. You want to make sure that you're even. Okay? So this is just the beginning, but I just want to bring up the point that it's important to really strengthen those hips in order to keep your knees healthy, okay? So if you do have a running and a strengthening program, see a personal trainer or a physical therapist to incorporate that into your program so you can keep those knees pain-free. You can stay running out on the trails and hiking on days like this. All right, have a great day.